Take a moment, thank some of our sponsors here of Brighton Lacrosse, including Children's Academy Preschool. At Children's Academy, you can feel peace of mind when leaving your child in their care. Children's Academy is dedicated to creating a safe and healthy environment, focusing on each child as an individual so they can learn social skills and self-discipline in an educational environment. Learn more at mychildrensacademy.com. Start of the second quarter, Dane Stewart, Kenzie Christiansen with you. And because of that flag right at the end of the quarter, Brighton will start with the possession. And it is a man-up opportunity here.
Don't mean to correct you, but it was a yellow card, not a flag. Yellow card will put them man down. Mountain Ridge is man down for this next 2 minutes since it was at the end of the quarter.
I think I see football fields and I think yellow flags. But you're right, it is a yellow card.
Yellow card, 2-minute penalty.
Thank you. I appreciate it. That one lost right in front of the cage, and now Mountain Ridge looking for the clear.
Nice catch.
Tree able to get it up to Farnsworth.
Brighton is doing good about getting their defense down. They do have a couple girls waiting a little closer to cage, waiting for that fast break to happen.
So as you mentioned, 2-minute man down here for Mountain Ridge. They got another minute 15 or so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they definitely want to utilize the clock. They have possession. You know, I don't doubt that some of the coaches are down there yelling, keep possession, run out the clock.
Yep.
They're keeping it behind cage. This is something actually, I learned from Nash, is if you keep it behind cage and you're passing back and forth, if you lose it behind cage, you got to work it past a whole field to get it to the other cage. So it's better to have it passing behind cage than not. Another yellow card for...
I think contact to the head.
Yeah, check to the head.
Yep,
she was just trying to get in for that check. Got a little too close to that head, and that's a big safety call.
So now being even strength, would expect to see Mountain Ridge be aggressive here?
Yeah, no, they would be even strength, but not for the whole time. Mountain Ridge will be able to have a few seconds of being man up, about maybe a minute of being man up once they get that last player in. But they're going to be equal strength. They still have to keep 4 back on both sides. So there's 6-on-6 on that attacking and defending side.
But do you think they try to get into their offense, or do you think they're holding? No, they've got kind of a minute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're going to definitely want to hold possession. But honestly, it's 6s because they're playing 6s, 6-on-6, because it doesn't matter, right? You're all going to be marked up as equally as possible.
Working through that one, saved by Kiefer. Ground ball here, being swept around. Brighton had it, can't maintain it. Mountain Ridge back with it. As final seconds on the man down here for the Sentinels coming off, and Mountain Ridge will now go man up as time served.
Off ball hold. Ball's getting passed up to Mountain Ridge. She'll be given a lane. And since that is a major foul, this is not indirect. I mean, she can have the opportunity to shoot. It's there.
Worked right to the wing. Nice skip pass over. Kiefer with the save. Boy, she's starting to see that ball really well.
Yeah,
a couple saves these last few minutes.
Yeah, she's definitely been locked in, tracing that ball. If stick's not there, body definitely is. She was ready when that scrum was happening in front of her. If her teammate was going to pop the ball up to her, she was prepared. I think this is a game you kind of mentally prepare for, the night before.
Mountain Ridge trying to use that boundary as an extra defender. That one just knocked loose as they were trying to get it into the offensive zone, and the Sentinels back on it.
Ooh.
Oh, and the trip there.
That's a little extra love.
Yep. Brian was trying to do the same thing.
Just trying to get that ride down in the midfield. Escort her off the field, as we like to say as coaches, not push her, but escort her off the field to try and get that possession.
Cannon. Nice help there. As Brighton is back to even strength. Chalk with it. Oh, man. Yeah. I totally lost that.
That was awesome. She did a jump shot, so she was pulling out. I would say she's past the 8. That was awesome. Able to get over through the two defenders that were guarding her, got enough space to be able to get her stick up and free, snap it through, and with a beautiful goal.
Olivia Cannon with her 9th of the year. And for all the talk about Chalk and Farnsworth, number of returning contributors, Cannon was actually the leading scorer coming in. And she had a great year last year, too. I don't mean to minimize that. But for me, kind of easy to lose her among some of the other headliners. But she's been fantastic to start the 2025 season for the Sentinels.
Yeah, this is definitely one of her years to shine. She's always been a phenomenal player, really great asset on the field. But, with a shot like that and the abilities that we've seen so far today, we're going to see a lot more from her with great energy.
Another draw that goes to Mountain Ridge as Hanks bringing ahead here. Time of possession has certainly been in favor of the visitors. Pomeroy looking for that little angle, lost it. And Bengals now trying to push ahead.
Yeah, that was a great turnover for Brighton's defense. Take the little wins each time it comes around.
Gelato able to knock that loose. But a call here, it'll be Mountain Ridge possession.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, got pushed out of bounds. Okay, she does have to go 2 meters onto the field. Wait, did they point the wrong way?
Yeah.
Oh, bounced out. Okay, then one out of bounds. Now it's them. They go 2 meters onto the field. Then it is a self-start.
Yeah, official there corrected it. So it will be Bengal possession. Look out. A man on there. Rodney able to maintain it. Sends over here with Caroline Lee. Been a while since Brighton's been able to really establish much offense. When they've had it in the offensive zone, it's kind of been very quickly held. And
Mountaineers being really smart. They are having a lot of Brighton players pulling outside the 12, put on the 18, as some say. But Mountaineers just staying close together, working as a unit versus pulling out to them.
Rodney able to maintain possession.
They're playing a backer defense, so they do have that girl with the helmet. I can't see her number, but she is having that backup on ball.
That's Taylor Anderson wearing 14. Nielsen still on this, trying to absorb that contact. Delato. Back behind the cage with Fisher. Caroline Lee. Trying to work off that screen, but good defense there from Mountain Ridge on the handoffs. Lee trying to work in front and a whistle here. Be an 8-meter opportunity here straight away.
Yeah. Your 8-meter opportunity. It looks like there was a hold on ball. She had tons of defenders in front of her, so this is a great opportunity as she was looking for.
Lee coming in, the shot and the goal. Caroline Lee able to score for Brighton.
She had great control as she entered into the 8, get a little fake off, and just got it right in the back of that net. Beautiful goal. Something you're going to remember and take into this next draw. Just get off that energy, keep it going on.
So a nice goal there for Caroline Lee. Pulls it back to within 5 here. 5:25 to go, opening half. See if Brighton can get a little bit of momentum going. They've had to play a lot of defense. But see if that can maybe spark some of the offense here for Coach Nash and these Bengals. Another draw. This one secured by Chalk.
Stoppage of the clock. That's what that X means. Green card. I think he said, I don't know. He's a green card. I think in this situation is a failure to move 4 away. This should be a green-yellow because the next player in white didn't move 4 away. Green card does not put you in the penalty box. It just puts that player behind, making sure that the person carrying ball does have the opportunity to progress forward without that defense honor.
So Mountain Ridge works over to Farnsworth. Sent in front. Trouble area, jarred loose. Nice defense there. A whistle here.
Yeah, but it's going to be a push inside of the CSA. CSA is the 12 back to the dot. CSA stands for critical scoring area, which is exactly what she is. She is a critical scorer, setting up on the 8-meter opportunity, second inside.
Rigby had to go back in the opening quarter. That one sailed on her, and that will be Brighton possession. Nice job behind the cage there by Gallegos.
That was beautiful defense right off of that 8-meter opportunity. Defender number 4 slid in on ball to be able to get that, get her knocked off track a little bit and get her hands a little more pinned down so she wasn't able to get a good shot off. Great defense on that body side.
Here comes Rodney running up the sideline for the Bengals. Looking ahead, here's Lee. Caroline trying to get that edge back to the middle.
All right, flag. And that was inside the 8, so she's going to get an 8-meter opportunity unless the flag was called to be outside of the or at the top of the 12.
Yeah, he's kind of pointing like.
I lost ball. I have no idea where it's at.
Oh, Caroline's got it.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
First inside for the 8-meter opportunity.
Lee coming in. Oh, little change up there for Caroline Lee for her second of the game.
They've been really smart with being able to give just a little bit of a pump fake with that shoulder and just getting it right over Mountain Ridge's goalie's head. You know, do what works, right? Don't try anything crazy. If it's working, go with it. Don't throw anything in there that's not necessary.
A nice goal there for Caroline Lee, her second. Back-to-back goals for the Bengals. 3.5 to play here in the half. And the draw secured by Brighton.
I think this has been their first draw they've secured since I got here at least, and that was a beautiful one to take away with.
I think they had 2 of the first 3.
Good, that's awesome.
But I don't know that they had one since. It felt like it has been a while.
They're getting their groove back, which is awesome. That was a great takeaway off draw.
Oh, that pass tough. Little bouncer trying to be corralled by Nielsen. She's got it. Sophie. Like the patience there.
Yeah, it's better to pull it out and wait for the better opportunity than rush something.
Yeah, boy.
They're taking some good contact. That defense is up on 2 to 3 defenders on ball every single time, not giving them much room and opportunity to, get that lane to goal.
Tree here looking for a clear for Mountain Ridge.
She definitely is a strong clear. She could have got up to at least a 40, maybe even the 50. Like, she's a strong clear, but do what works, right? You got an open player right there in front of you. Get it off, get it downfield.
Yeah, Faber now working ahead. Farnsworth. Fed to the middle. Cut inside. Cannon. A little hesitation. She lost it. Boy, I thought she was setting that up for a shot and probably would have if she was able to maintain that. Still kept here with Hanks. As we're inside the final 2 of this opening half. 7-3 Mountain Ridge after a 6-1 first quarter. Carly. Feeding back in front, right in front of the cage, and it's a goal for Lee.
Beautiful draw and dump, giving that pass from X up to her teammate on elbow, pulling that defender from the GLE up to her, not even having to look on from defense, catching that ball backside defense, front side of goalie, gave her straight open visibility to be able to put it on Kiefer.
Looked like Brighton might have just lost her.
Yeah, I think there was a miscommunication. One girl had two attackers. They obviously had a conversation down there about it. Like, all right, guys, we got to talk. We got to figure out where that came. You can notice here is that Brighton is putting 5-man back, meaning if that ball rushes from Mountain Ridge to Brighton's defense, they already have a man-up situation.
Mountain Ridge with another win off the draw. Over with Pomeroy now. Farnsworth feeding in front again. It's disrupted by Nielsen. Hanks. Trying to find that middle. Kimber again, little spin. And not well.
Keeper's taking her time to be able to get that ball out. She wants to make sure she gets the right opportunity. You know, she's able to hold it down there. As soon as a Mountain Ridge player maybe marks up on ball, it's going to leave an open player. Perfect. Good cut.
Delato. Up 24 seconds left in the half. Maybe one last chance here for the Bengals before the break. Fed in front, but that's disrupted by the stick of Anderson. On the ground, Sentinels have it. 3 seconds left. The long shot will sail, and that will do it for the half. 8-3, Mountain Ridge leading Brighton. You're watching Brighton Lacrosse on KSLSports.com.
Moving mountains takes more than muscle. It takes commitment through the comfortable, the uncomfortable.
It's our first game of the year, so we're kind of getting our lacrosse legs back under us, and appreciate your patience with us as we're transitioning.
Yeah, great start for
off the
Brighton.
Draw. Whistle there. We'll give it to the Bengals.
Yeah, referee signaled that someone went early on Mountain Ridge, which gives them momentum forward for Brighton.
Had a nice little surge. Back-to-back goals for the Bengals late in that third. And obviously with the half, see what they try to do here is Nielsen working around. Oh, and scores. Sophie Nielsen with the goal. I thought that was heading wide, but Nielsen with her second goal of the game.
Yeah, that was a wicked lefty. You know, she had defense on her, but obviously she felt where that pressure was, got her arm still free, and whipped it in. That goalie, I don't even know if she flinched, but that was a good shot. Good look.
A really good shot there for Sophie.
Yeah, you miss 100% of the goals you don't take, so, you know, shoot when you can shoot.
A Mr. Car Wash goal there for the Brighton Bengals. And Mr. Car Wash sponsoring all of our Brighton Bengal goals this year. As off of this draw, it is possessed by Brighton once again. This is Sophie Nielsen. Taken from the spot to the cage, the shot, and that one shut down. Nice save there by Greta Tree.
She kind of did an off-shoulder shot, rolled, perfect roll dodge, but got shut down by two defense, but still went for the shot with the off-shoulder. But all sticks were high. Sticks were high on defense. Sticks were high with goalie. It was just going to be a hard shot if we were going sticks high for that.
That one taken back. Brighton coming ahead.
I kind of cringed when that poor girl fell. You know, turf burn hurts.
Bengals here to set up. Mountain Ridge able to gain possession, and boy, Rigby here on a surge. Numbers here for Mountain Ridge. Boy, that one fortunate. Couldn't be possessed.
Kiefer hesitated to see if she was going to come out and go get it, but I think she played it smart. You know, stay in cage, stay strong. You know, she already missed it. Defense had time to get back.
So this will be an 8-meter start here for Taya Chalk. Scored a pair in the opening quarter. Chalk with a wind, and that one, I think, saved wide there by Kiefer. I mentioned Mountain Ridge the goals came early. Since then, Kiefer's kind of settled in. This defense is settled in.
I think they're starting to get their groove. Like you said,
Yeah.
This is the first game for Brighton. You know, it's hard to, step on field with such a hard competitor to be able to play your complete best on that first quarter. You got to still figure out each other's grooves, figure out each other's steps, no matter if you've been practicing each other since you were in ninth grade, beginning years, or, just a couple hours.
Well, not just that. I mean, it is first game of the year, but you're going up against one of the top teams in the state
Absolutely.
for that first game. So, you don't have a lot of time against anyone other than yourself in practice, and it's different.
But they're going to learn. They're going to learn and grow from anybody they play.
Here comes Hanks. Transitioning through the shot and kick save by Kiefer. So, Annabelle Kiefer continuing to settle in here is a little bit of stoppage here.
Yep, yellow card. Dangerous contact, I think, is what I saw him just get. Anyways, it was dangerous play, illegal play, so it's going to give that player 2 minutes off field, giving possession to the other team.
Yeah, so another 2-minute opportunity here for Brighton.
I don't see a player coming off, though, but there was definitely a yellow card. Oh, right here?
Yeah,
Just grabbing her water? Okay.
That's what I thought, but she's not in the penalty area, so I'm not certain.
Oh, here she comes. Okay, here we are. The other gal was just stubbing off.
Yeah.
Okay, anything that has a stoppage on the clock, anytime you see that X in the air, it always whistle start. If you are to self-start before the whistle, that is another turnover.
Working up that far line was Rodney. And yeah,
a little contact there, but she'll be able to get that ball back with a little bit of advantage of having that player behind her.
so Charlie Eichner here to start. I haven't called her name much today, and Nielsen, boy, was trying to get on a run with that one. It just leapt out of the netting. And now Mountain Ridge in transition. Brighton trying to race back as Farnsworth can just take this behind and try to drain about another 70 seconds or so on this man down. Brighton trying to bring extra pressure, get that ball moving.
That was actually very smart. Brighton recognized that we are man up. Why are we not guarding these girls passing back and forth behind goal? I think they did that very smart because it makes the ball move from away from X up on top, make them actually do something with the ball.
Guyman will give to Rigby. Been impressed with the freshman Rigby today. Couple goals. Her speed is evident. Plays very composed for the Sentinels group. About another 15 seconds or so on this man down. Homestead. And with that, time served. Chalk racing back on here for the Sentinels, and now you'll see Mountain Ridge get into their offense. Fed in front. That pass a little too tall. Had a whistle here away from the ball, I believe.
Yeah, illegal stick-to-body contact being called back on X. Or on top. I have no idea. Somewhere.
Yeah, I think
on
it
the
was
field.
on top. So Chalk here will start at 12. Worked in front and a goal. It is to Carly Farnsworth. As she's now got a hat trick. It's 9-4.
She did a great job snaking by the backside of those two defenders. She hugged that crease with her toes to be able to get that shot off around Kiefer. Great job being able to dodge around those two defenders. That's a hard job to do, and she did it well.
We also had a call here after the shot. And I'm not going to guess on the
I'm not
signal.
going to guess nothing.
I think
I just saw hands flailing.
the call was on Rodney. I mean, I saw the 19 signal given. And but I'm not quite certain what the call was.
Something must have happened during or after that shot. Could have been unsportsmanlike. Could have been hundreds of different things. It's something we missed. But gave that possession back to the shooter.
So it's 2-minute man up now for Mountain Ridge. With that 5-goal lead here, just inside 6 to go in the third quarter. Guyman trying to turn back.
Good defense. Way to get your hip on that inside roll.
Yeah, it was a shot there. Kiefer with it. Boy, if you're Brighton, I think well defended there on the man down. You've got kind of shooters marked up. You force a shot from, 10, 15 yards out.
Mm-hmm. I think they did really well. I think Kiefer, I also noticed she kind of sucked back into pipes a little bit versus being further out up to crease. That's a little bit more protection on the net. Tracing the ball, they just kind of worked together as a unit. They talked, and you could tell that some of each other were guiding each other around. They were touching each other's back, kind of giving a little bit of guidance.
Boy, some of these long clears have been a challenge. Mountain Ridge has tried to be aggressive all game long. Is coming up the near sideline is Gessel.
Legal stick-to-body contact was the signal, going to get the ball back to Brighton. But that player, if I was her, I'd be a little scared. She was swarmed, and that was a hard contact. She's going to look out immediately for her teammates.
They are man down here, the Bengals are, so trying to navigate this ahead so they can take off the rest of this time, which is trickling away here. I think about another 30 seconds or so. Mountain Ridge with the lead here, very content to just allow the time to come off.
Let them do it, right? If they're not going to take the opportunity to shoot, they're just going to hold it. All right.
5-goal
lead.
It be. That works.
Right. Let it be. Coaches are over there fine with it. Just play the game, see what comes from it.
Rodney ready to come back on for the Bengals. Time served. Back to even strength. Rodney right through the middle. Nice job picking her up there by Cannon.
Kind of had a little bit of a double cut after she came onto the field. The timing just wasn't quite right, but the look was awesome. That's exactly what you want to do. If you see you don't have defense cut in, call for that ball, but just a little too late.
Rodney took a step in. That double team came, kind of forced her back out. Nielsen. We'll give to Miller. And now Fisher. Sophie Nielsen. Trying to work back to the middle. Still navigating. Little ground shot, and Sophie Nielsen with the goal. Her third tonight.
She did a wonderful job taking that pressure, feeling it on her back, rolling off of it, getting her right arm free to let off a low shot. I think that was beautifully done, well composed. She obviously was wanting it, so she got it.
Another Mr. Car Wash goal. Just a reminder, Mr. Car Wash gets you in, out, and shining in no time. Visit one of their locations across the Salt Lake Valley. Mr. Car Wash sponsoring all of our Brighton Bengal goals. So back to a 4-goal difference here. I like the response we've seen from Brighton. You go down 6-1. Very easy to kind of pack it in and say, oh, it's not our night. But we've seen this Bengal team continue to fight, scrap, try to work their way back in it. And a little favorable goal differential since that opening quarter for the Bengals. Off this draw, gathered by Mountain Ridge. And that one deflected out of the air.
Could be going upfield for Brighton. There was, not gathered completely by Mountain Ridge. Tipped off of her stick. She's kind of popped it off the field.
So Bengals here to start. Oh, Kiefer able to pluck that out of the air. Well done. But you see how quickly Mountain Ridge coming. I mean, they just continue to be relentless with the pressure.
Yeah, they definitely they have someone on goal.
Jarred loose and an open cage and a goal. It's Taya Chalk with the finish for the Sentinels.
Yeah, it looks like, Kiefer was trying to look for some type of illegal play there.
Yeah.
Refs didn't see it, didn't call it. Maybe it wasn't there. Wasn't paying attention to it myself. But getting that good check away, picking it up, taking that open opportunity, right? You take 100% of the shots you can take. Go for it.
But we've talked about those clears. It's been tough because it feels like her help is 20 yards down the field.
It is.
No one coming back to help and not a lot of options.
Well, she did have one good cutter come back to her, but she already had man on, and not a lot of goalies. Some goalies are not trained to have pressured on body clears, right? So she may have not just been ready to give that up to a player that was cutting down because she had her own coverage on her.
Ground ball scooped up by Cannon. Mountain Ridge with possession here again. Cannon continuing on. We'll play back at X. Here's Rigby. Little cutter there in front, and Kiefer.
Kiefer stuffed her.
Yep. Read that very well.
Mm-hmm. She did a great job. Stepped up to the shooter, got her stick up there, protected that crease.
Bengals in transition. Rodney on that far line. 3 Sentinels right there.
I don't think they gave her respected space. There you go. There's the ref telling them to get off. She has to come 2 meters onto the field. Players still have to be, I think, 2 to 4 meters away when it's on sideline.
Here's Caroline Lee. Lee trying to cut through traffic, and the whistle there.
Yeah, legal stick check. This will give her an 8-meter opportunity. She was already looking and hungry for goal, so I have no doubt in my mind that she's going to get this off the best that she can.
Final minute of this third. An 8-meter opportunity for Caroline Lee. She'll step in. The shot and goal. Caroline Lee with her 3rd goal of the game.
Actually had an offhand goal. She was able to get that in her right hand, but go off shoulder, whip it to the back of cage. Beautifully done. We've seen that a couple times tonight, attempted, but there it is, executed.
Very well done. You talked about how aggressive she was looking prior to that call. I mean, you could tell when you're
hungry.
down in games, right? Like someone's got to step up and make plays and try to get the ignition going for the offense. And Caroline in that moment,
she
to do so.
Yeah, she wanted it and she got it. If you work hard, you will get the things you deserve.
Back to a 4-goal difference with 48 seconds left here. Mount Ridge off the draw. Chalk giving to Pomeroy.
You've noticed a couple of Brighton players are just locking off. I think that's Traw down there. She's out on the 30. The defender's out on 30.
Oh, and Kiefer
Another stuff.
able
Yes.
to track it well. Farnes was working from behind goal.
That was very nice. But awesome footwork behind cage by Mountain Ridge. Able to get that open lane and get that down goal.
Clock will strike 0. As that was right into the body there of Tree. And at that moment, you were like, please don't go in. Please don't go in. And Tree able to keep it out. 10-6. Mountain Ridge leading Brighton as we head to the 4th quarter in our season opener here at Brighton High School.
With a tab spend checking account, you earn big rewards. It's hard to not make a scene.
Cash or card?
Oh, my card's right here.
That's a big card.
You should see how much it's earned me. Sorry, Grandma. Tab Spend isn't just another checking account. It's packed with benefits.
How do I get one?
Just scan this QR code or go to tabbank.com. It's all online and super easy to get started.
Classes to children 2 and up in a fun and uplifting atmosphere. Be it in group classes, individual classes, or summer camps, Utah Tumbling will help instill confidence in your kids as they develop the proper and safe form and skills. Connect with them on Instagram at Utah Tumbling Academy or online at utahtumblingacademy.com. Also, if you're in for a sweet fix, maybe that sweet tooth is just asking you to go somewhere tonight, stop by Crumble Cottonwood and treat yourself to our new rotating dessert lineup featuring cakes, brownies, pies, and cheesecakes. Download the Crumble app to see what's being baked this week at Crumble Cookies. 10-6, start of our fourth quarter. Dane Stewart, Kenzie Christiansen with you. Kenzie? Go ahead.
It's been a really fun game so far. Coming in, I did step in here a couple minutes late, but there's been energy on this field, back and forth. Very respectful coaches and fans out there. And it's been a really fun game for these guys. It is Brighton's first game. I think they're working out some little itches, but I think overall, as the game's progressed, so has their skills and their abilities to work together, and they've learned from every moment here.
Brighton has, they'll be back in action this week. Thursday night, back at home here. They'll take on Maple Mountain. We'll have that game for you on KSLSports.com as we'll redo this draw. I was going to ask you what has stood out to you about these two teams.
I think Mountain Ridge has done phenomenal on draw. They've been able to get one-handed captures right off the draw. You know, they don't have to have two hands on. But early entry on Mountain Ridge, so the ball's getting right over to Brighton.
And this is one where Brighton's kind of hung around. You get a goal or two here, and all of a sudden you got yourself a game again, right?
Mm-hmm.
They've done a nice job of never letting this lead kind of get too far out and kind of still staying within striking distance, but now's the time, if you're the Bengals,
to really get ahead, really pull that energy together, work together as a unit, and take them up.
Nielsen, the bounce shot and goal, and it is a 3-goal difference thanks to Sophie Nielsen's 4th of the night.
As I said, and take those moments and take it for a win. That was beautifully shot. You know, second inside, a little bit of a tougher angle. She's a right-handed player, but she took it, and she took it with pride.
Another Mr. Car Wash goal here for the Bengals. They need a few more of them to try to capture a season-opening win. But there's a lot of time left on that clock.
Now we got 11 minutes. It's Brighton 7, Mountain Ridge 10. That's not a big differential.
And I think with how we've seen Kiefer tracking that ball, she's made some timely saves, been very aggressive defensively. They'll need her to make some big plays here late.
Absolutely.
This draw possessed by Chalk.
Chalk has been a huge asset to Mountain Ridge, winning the draws. She's taken some wild shots. She's had a body on her this whole game. Nobody has left her side defensively during this whole game.
Yeah, Lola has been really tracking Taya Chalk for this entire second half and maybe longer. They are certainly trying to negate her effectiveness as Farnsworth working here to GLE. They'll work back. Here's Anderson. Now Pomeroy. Mount Ridge being very patient here.
Yeah, no reason to rush it. Wait for the right moment. Wait for a teammate to cut or wait for you have an open lane. Rushing it is not going to get you exactly what you want. Waiting your turn and make the opportunity happen for one another.
Pomeroy. Farnsworth trying to feed in front.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm shocked Hanks came away with that. I thought it was going to be too tall. Excuse me, that was chalk.
Yeah, it was chalk. That's exactly what I was mentioning a minute ago, that they have a really huge asset, is that they are able to have those one-handed plays.
Farnsworth with the bounce shot and the goal as Mountain Ridge answers.
Yeah, immediately after that goal, looks like defense gathered together, talk about it, see what's going on, see how you can better whatever just happened, learn from it, continue on. A big thing with games like this where it's so competitive is keeping each other uplifted, right? Don't focus on those down times. Focus on what's, ahead of you and what you've done great at, and keep emphasizing those positivities.
Back here to the draw. Chalk and Nielsen, and this one scooped up by Taya.
They're very protective with their sticks, which is smart. Coming out of those scrums, their sticks are protected. They don't want to get checked.
Here's Cannon. When you're talking about those sticks are protected, what are you seeing that gives you that indication? Like how would you advise a player to protect a stick?
The stick's not dropping below shoulder for a checkable region like what just happened. A lot of the times they're able to pull it in more cheek side to get a tighter cradle, so they don't get checked, right? Because if you had to check it, you'd go through the sphere like what just was shown.
The cover there. We'll give it back here to Mountain Ridge. Eight and a half to go here in regulation. In case you're just joining, it was a 6-1 opening quarter for the Sentinels. Brighton's been able to chip away, got as close as 3. Oh, Cannon's got a step. Tried to work that in front past that wall of Brighton defenders.
That was a brick wall of defenders. We didn't have just one wall. We had 2 to 3. There was a bunch of defenders there clogging up that 8 to take away that opportunity.
Mountain Ridge still with it here. Homestead. Giving to Farnsworth.
They're very smart about trying to keep an outside hand as they're working the ball around. As you're seeing this player here, she's going to pass outside hand. Outside hand means the hand that is furthest away from defense, because you don't want to pass into their stick. You don't want to get intercepted. You don't get checked. So keep your stick away from that defense. Keep in triple threat to be able to dodge, shoot, or pass.
Homestead feeding in front. Nielsen trying to lock that way on the ground, and it is Kiefer able to possess it.
Yeah, good stat there for Kiefer, able to gather that ground ball.
And how about this? That was almost like distractionary for Brighton to try to get the clear on the other side, but that's intercepted. Here comes Chalk.
Very smart. She saw that she didn't have one defender in front of her, but 4.
And that pass was deflected. Rigby was right in front of the cage. A nice stick work.
Back out to Kiefer.
Yeah, she can get this out quickly and able to do so. Nielsen bringing it up here for the Bengals. Mountain Ridge racing back. Nielsen. And she'll have, it's going to come out to 12.
I think so. If it happened between the 8 and the 12, it goes to the 12. But if she was on 8, then it would be the 8.
Yeah, I thought she was just outside of it.
Mm-hmm. I think you're right. Yeah, 8-meter opportunity. She does have a lane. She can shoot. This is not indirect. Indirect means she can't shoot. This is an opportunity where she can. We definitely have open players there, too.
Past the midway point here in the 4th. Nielsen. Getting the D. That shot saved by Tree.
Yeah, the referee had the flag out, just meaning that there's noticed a foul. But if she rips that she rips that shot off, then she is able to wipe away that flag and just continue on with the game.
Mountain Ridge looking on the clear. Farnsworth couldn't handle it. Should be Brighton possession. Yes, it is.
Yep. Illegal stick to body contact.
Gallegos. Eigner, far side. Will give to Nielsen. Charlie again. Lee came through the middle. Eigner still on it.
It looks like Brian's almost scared to pass it off. The last few times that they've tried to pass to their teammates inside the 8, it's been tipped off. It's been intercepted. And so it looks like they're a little bit hesitant to give it to our teammates that are open and just trying to, play that one-man game against defense.
12-meter start here for Eigner. And she lost it. Mountain Ridge working on the clear with Pomeroy. 4 to play here in regulation.
Yeah, she's got some speed on her. She's blown past already 3 defenders.
Yeah, had numbers there too, but the Sentinels again with a 4-goal lead here. No rush. Farnsworth. Carly's been good tonight. 4 goals for her to lead the way for the Sentinels. Fed to Cannon. That one jarred loose. And Kiefer able to possess.
That was all but good to have that backup.
Boy, but couldn't gather it off the ground, and Mountain Ridge back on it. Took a minute off with that last possession. They'll drain more time here. Olmsted working back to Rigby. Rigby got a step. The help was there.
Defense has been able to really cut off a lot of these lanes.
Rigby again can't get a shot away, but still possessing. Sent back with Olmsted. Olmsted with space. To the middle. No, that pass was deflected by Gomez.
That's exactly why you keep your stick up. Stay up. Get your stick in the passing lane. If you can't get a body on it, get a stick on it. Minimals.
Inside 2. Fed to Rigby and a goal. Boy, Kiefer wanted to come out to defend that and then kind of realized it was maybe a step too far out and then tough to get back in cage.
Absolutely. That was a beautiful draw, that defense to ball, and then pop it over to your teammate right in front of goal. Getting that backside of defense. Like you said, Kiefer took that step out, giving the goal a little more opportunity to get that ball in net.
We've talked about she's been aggressive, and it's been a play that they've been able to get some stops because of that, but that time maybe just a step or two beyond what she was able to cover there. Rigby, the freshman, 3 goals. He's got 8 now on the season. Cannon with 9 on the year. Chalk with 10. I mean, there's Farnsworth now with 8. There's a lot of scores.
There is a lot of scores, and that's hard for Kiefer to keep track of who's the top priority, who's the biggest threat, because there's so many on Mountain Ridge. Kiefer is going on to play D2 college lacrosse, though. Definitely going to get a lot of good, strong action like she sees here tonight with D2 teams.
Brighton here will have the 8-meter opportunity. Coming in, that shot on the goal, going top side. It's Caroline Lee with her 4th tonight.
Beautiful shot as she was taking it in from that first inside, protecting it with her body, able to slice through the defense and get that shot up top shelf.
So 4 for Caroline and 4 for Sophie Nielsen. Nope. Something's wrong there. Yeah, they've each. My bad.
Yeah, you're right.
I misread my marks.
Yeah. Because a moment ago you both said hat trick for him. So, yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
First game of the year.
It's okay. We're here together. We work through it together, right? We're all a team.
That's right. Out of the air. And that one kicked wide. It will be gathered by Chalk. Talk about for Mountain Ridge, 2-0 on the cusp of moving to 3-0. They'll take on Lehigh later this week. But, Kenzie, you told me how impressed you were with this Mountain Ridge team. And, again, I love the fight we've seen from Brighton. They haven't given up. They've been right there. Again, got to as close as 3. It's two really good teams.
Yeah, these are 2 really great teams, 2 teams that will not give up. They will not bow down to anything. They'll take every opportunity they can to play as a team and get that ball moving on the defense or the attacking side.
That pass just a touch tall for Rigby to possess, and now running out of room. A heady play there by Rodney, looking for help. As we're down to 35 seconds. $20 seconds left.
It's a lot of pressure as you're coming down to the defensive end. You know those defense are sweating, trying to make sure, these last few seconds, they got to be stay strong.
Final seconds ticking away. A shot there saved by Kiefer. It was a strong start for the Mountain Ridge Sentinels. They scored 6 of their 12 in the opening quarter. And that helps propel them to a 12-8 win here at Brighton. Kenzie, your final thoughts and a selection of a player of the game?
I think they all had a phenomenal game. I think they all learned and progressed throughout the game. Big applause to Brighton. They started out a little rocky, that 6 or 5 point falling to them at first quarter. But they honestly did really well, learned from everything. No one backed down. Everyone kept fighting. It was beautifully done. But I'm going to go over to Mountain Ridge. I think they have outdone themselves. I think they've learned a lot in their last few games. And Chalk has done phenomenal. From the draw to the shooting to the hardly any lanes and still able to get the goal. I think she's a threat that we'll be seeing a lot more this season.
Boy, her scoring, she had 3 goals. But you talk about the draw. I didn't even think about that. She was very strong on the draw tonight, and that was one of the real keys for Mountain Ridge, able to get the possession, maintain the possession, and come out here 12-8, the victors over Brighton. I thought great games tonight for Eichner and Nilsson as well. That offense will find some balance to it as the year goes on. I thought Kiefer made some great saves. Again, maybe shell-shocked a little early. They responded well, and they'll have a chance to continue to build on this. Thursday night, Brighton will take on Maple Mountain here at Brighton High School. If you can't be here, you can join us right here on KSLSports.com as we'll have that stream for you live. 12-8, your final score. Mountain Ridge defeating Brighton. For everyone here, for Tino Psyche, Kyle Garrison running our system tonight, Kenzie Christian.